Okay, so I was working on this sculpture, this dragon sculpture, and I just lost all motivation to continue it halfway through. And that's because of two reasons, I think. One, it's because I didn't have a clear structure of what I wanted to build. I was just sort of feeling it out through the process, and I didn't have any clear directions. And two, I tried to cut corners. And when you try to cut corners, it just becomes worse. It just becomes makes your job harder. Okay? Because even if you try to just feel stuff out and don't have like a direct plan, you can still sort of manage to get it done, okay? But if you try to cut corners, that's when everything falls apart. And let me tell you how I try to cut corners, okay? It started with retopology. I didn't want to retopologize the entire thing manually, so what I did is I tried to use instant meshes. And I, for like simple projects, I do recommend using instant meshes because it just makes your job easier. But when it's like a big, huge, complex shape like this, it just doesn't work, especially if you do not know what you're doing, you know? Like, this is the stuff it gave me at the end, bro. The quads are going everywhere, nothing is following, and the worst part is nothing is symmetrical. So while I was trying to sculpt, it just wouldn't like it just wasn't symmetric. So I have to do both sides. I had to do both sides independently, and that just made the entire process tedious, and I didn't want to do that anymore. Also, like the wings are destroyed, the horns are destroyed, the dragon looks odd. What I wanted to do, and like the fingers are conjoined now because, of course, they are. So yeah, if you're going to do stuff, do it properly. So then I scrapped everything and just focused on the head because I still wanted to finish, still wanted to see how the heart map, um how baking the heart map, the normal map look like. With the head, I started off with a cube subdivided by three. I started modeling the general shape of the head, gave it a snout and stuff, subdivided it, remeshed it. Then I went on to making the eyes because with the eyes, you know where everything else goes proportional wise. The eyes are sort of like the anchor point of the face. Once you have those, you know where everything else goes. Uh, for this, in this case at least. And the way I made the eyes is pretty simple, just with a draw sharp, and I just did like two lines. So yeah, then I did the eyebrows and made the nose, connected the nose, added cheekbones, gave it a mouth. Again, I just added a bunch of material around here. Then with the draw sharp brush, I just drew these squiggly thingies. Wait a second. Oh, can I draw it? Oh ho. Yeah, I can. Yeah, with the draw sharp brush, I just made these squiggly thingies. Aha, I can draw while recording. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. Okay. Then I did more. Then in front view, I noticed like the jaw was pretty tiny. What is that? So I beefed up the jaw. I made it look a more crocodilian, a crocodile. Yeah. Gave its eye bones a bit more structure. And then what I did, I marked the mouth. I marked the mouth, and then did like separate the mask. I rotated the mouth or the jaw piece. Then I connected it again. Yeah. Then I hollowed out the eyes, because then I'm going to put like the fear sphere there, and I made the other eye closed. I closed the other eye. I did a bit some spikes just to make the silhouette of the head look more interesting. Yeah, and I was struggling a lot with making like the eyelids. Right now, sort of figure out how to make them, but before I was struggling a lot to make the eyelids. So what I did is I just copied the eye, masked it, then did separate the mask and added a bit more. Added like a skin modifier, a solidify modifier for the mask, and this is what it gave us. It gets the job done, I guess. Yeah, this is what we had done. So I retopologized it with instant meshes again, and that was a mistake because I ended up changing the horn shape very drastically, and the entire topology was just messed up again. Next time I'll just retopologize everything with manually. I need to learn how to do that. So here with the retopologized meshed, I added a multi-res modifier and added a bunch of detail. Yeah, I think it looks kind of fine. The model overall, I'm not really a big fan of the model overall. Looking back at it, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I really like how I did the lips here, the jaw here. I scraped it with the, I scraped it over here with the scrape tool, and then I pinched the edges to give it this sharp kind of feel, and I really like that. I really like that effect. Then with the multi-res modifier, you can already bake the normals onto the base on the base mesh you have, and I tried to do that, but it ended up looking like crap because the polygons aren't really like fitted properly, so it kind of looks terrible. It really does look terrible. I don't know how to fix that. So yeah, this was the project. I don't think it was a complete waste of time, complete mess, because I learned a lot through the process. I learned my mistakes, and I will definitely try to fix that. In fact, in some sculpts, I'm already fixing my problems. Okay, the next sculpt I'm doing, I'm already retopologizing it manually. I'm making some mistakes, retopologizing it manually because it's the first time doing it, but the results are still 10 times better than what I was doing over here. So I wouldn't say it's a complete mess. I am learning, I am a beginner. So, yeah, yeah, see you all next time.